I saw Smashing Pumpkins were opening up some Guns N' Roses dates, which if you like both bands, that's very exciting news, but I'm racking my brain trying to figure out people that like Guns N' Roses and the Smashing Pumpkins.
Me.
Yeah? Is that true?
I know one song of Smashing Pumpkins. The
And
Rat in the
which-
Cage one.
Yeah, Bullet with Butterfly
I'm
Wings.
still in a cage.
And how many Guns N' Roses songs do you know?
Probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3 Guns N' Roses
Sweet
songs.
Child of Mine.
So you're not, you would, at best, you're a casual fan of either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be pretty rare that you would find somebody who really loved both those bands. They're just too different in style and substance. I give them credit. I always like, everybody complains about shows that kind of have the same lineup of bands, but that's largely because a lot of those bands have similar fan bases. You like country music. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't go see Kenny Chesney opening up for
Denny Chesney.
Slayer, the Lamb of God Kenny Chesney tour.
They're not that different.
Well, I mean,
Smashing Pumpkins.
they're both rock bands, but I
Yeah.
mean, if you're really in the Smashing Pumpkins, I don't think you're an old school GNR fan. I mean, I could be way off. I'm just saying, I've seen both of
around
those
long enough that there's a lot of people that are probably know enough Smashing Pumpkins. They're like, oh, this is pretty cool to see them and Guns N' Roses.
I've seen both bands on a number of occasions, and it didn't look like there's a lot of crossover there.
Like Maroon 5 and Kenny Chesney. It's like, it's like soft kind of music, but totally different.
It makes me very soft.
Kenny Chesney and Maroon 5 both make Bill very, very soft.
It's fine with me.
You're the guy that won the sex date with you.
Oh my God! It was not a sex date.
Sex
the
contest,
Mary
yeah.
Santora sex auction
Yes.
at the Mike Polk show.
He hit me up. He's like, hey, man, wondering if you're into country music. I'm getting some Rascal Flatts tickets or something like that. I'm like,
why did he hit you up?
I don't know. He was just being nice. He just hit me up. And
do you know him?
Not really.
He was on his Polar Blast team.
He was on my Polar Blast team, and then he came to a show last week, and listeners say this stuff to me all the time, like, hey, if you're going to go to this, or he was just curious, trying to make a conversation, and I'm like, I could not be less into country. Like, I mean,
it also tells me that he's not really all that tuned into what's going on here.
Right.
I mean, you've been very
adamant about
open about
being,
that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he hit you up?
I think he's a newer listener.
He has hit me up, not for that specific reason, but I also told him I didn't want to date, so maybe he's just not messaging me because of that. Like a respectful man.
But again, it's the Rascal Flatts farewell tour. My wife's all about it.
Yeah.
So I got to make sure I get her to that show. Last time we saw Rascal Flatts, I went with her. And I don't know that she had a good time.
Really?
Well,
I'll go with her.
She's like, I went because, I'm trying to keep an open mind. And she goes, I can just feel you, though. I can feel, because she's dancing and singing, and I'm not.
That's like when the two of us and Kendra, Bill's
Jimmy Buffett.
No, we went to go see Zac Brown Band.
Oh yeah.
And I was like all amped. I love Zac Brown. They're my favorite country band. And I'm like wanting to stay to the end and like encore. And then like they weren't even done with their original set. And Kendra folded up the blanket, and I was like, oh, it's time to go.
Oh yeah. Well, that's not her. I mean, I think she goes to be a pal, but it's certainly not her thing.
Right. Well, so that's a nice thing to do though, to be like,
sure,
go hang out with your friends.
Man,
Yeah.
Be like, hey, because of me, you guys aren't gonna be stuck in traffic.
I would rather sit in traffic and watch the entire set. I've always been that. I really would.
Man.
If it's a band, like Zac Brown Band is my favorite country band. So yes, I would rather see the entire set and the entire encore. There's some, if I was a tag along, I'd be like, let's get the hell out of here. I don't care. But like if I'm going to pay to go see a concert, I want to watch the whole thing.
So if, because I've never stayed that long, if you're on the lawn out there at Blossom and you watch the whole show, do they roust everybody off the lawn, or can you sit there and like wait for some of the people to
You
file
kind of
out?
mull around and hang a little bit, finish your beer.
I saw Incubus, and I stayed there till like the very end, and then I just let everybody clear out. I was in no rush to get back to my car,
right?
And I just kind of hung out at my car with my girlfriend at the time, and just we just kind of.
That's kind of the vibe I like, though. It's like, this is what we're doing tonight. I'm not in a rush to get home. I got nothing else going on. Like, let's go enjoy the night. Let's hang out.
I'd rather sit outside. Team outside, right? And then just like sit in my car and sit in the traffic.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, and he has a mental conditioning coach. And boy, based on Russell Wilson's results, You can't argue with this guy. Might sound a little hoity-toity or might sound a little new agey to some people, but he has a mental conditioning coach who advises him on things to maintain his positive mental attitude, right? He doesn't want to infuse him with anything negative if he can help it. And so that's why he tells him not to listen to country music because it's so negative.
Negative?
And you might like the music, but it's...
You know what I was just thinking? I was just thinking this today.
How positive and pumped up you get from country music?
Yes, I was saying that I should probably take a break from it because my favorite country music is like love songs. They're cute little love songs about falling in love in the summertime and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, this is probably why I'm such a hopeless romantic, because all the songs I listen to are like upbeat country, falling in love, John Mayer, love ballads. Like, that's all the music I listen to. So it puts like this unrealistic expectation in my little brain.
And to you, that translates into hopeless romantic.
Into, this is how men feel about women. My heart stops when you walk in a room.
Oh, that's
everything
how those,
about you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're writing songs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if that's all I'm listening to,
yeah,
that's what gets in my head, and then I'm constantly disappointed.
If you want to know how guys really think, there's a phenomenal podcast you should listen to.
Called?
It's called Flicks and Bill.
Ah.
They're not writing songs.
No.
They're not trying to impress the ladies. They're giving it to you unfiltered. Why this thing has not already won an iHeartRadio Podcast Award.
Rigged.
Maybe it's up for a Benny. We just haven't heard about it yet.
Yeah.
If I were Russell Wilson's mental conditioning coach, I would just remind him to look at his bank statement.
Or his wife.
Yeah, I mean...
He's married to Ciara.
He's got a $140 million contract with the Seahawks. That would cheer me up pretty quick. I'd be like, I'm kind of having a down day. And then you open up your app and you're like, oh, look, I got all the money.
Yeah, but there's also that pressure to earn every dollar of that, too, that you feel it. If you're a competitor at that level, you're like, Jesus, they're paying me this money. I cannot flop. I have to do everything I possibly can.
Yeah, and he does. He works real hard.
Money isn't everything, Bill.
About the consumption of negativity in any form. What I listen to, what I watch, what I consume. Country music is great, but it's so negative that, we don't want to have that really dictating our internal ad campaign. So I just am really mindful of the music I listen to because it has a powerful impact, and Russell's the same way. And we just educate you. That doesn't mean you can't listen to it, but if you're going through a divorce or a tough challenge and you're listening to sad music, you're going to be influenced negatively. It's going to be harder for you to move forward.
By the way, what kind...
listen to sad music.
Yeah,
then.
right. I was going to say, what kind of music could you possibly listen to that wouldn't have any negative connotations to it?
Well, I can see the negative connotations of country music because, he's black.
Yeah. Darius Rucker, Bill.
Yeah.
Charlie Pride, Bill.
Okay, there's
Jimmy
two.
Allen.
Charlie Pride, Cowboy Troy, if he's still alive.
Cramp Flagwater.
He's aggressively white.
Yes. I've never seen his show.
Yeah.
So.
Cramp Flagwater is aggressively white. But there are a handful of black country artists.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
I think you just named all of them.
But is it even that healthy to completely try and avoid negative thoughts? I think it's better to try and process them than try and avoid them.
Yeah.
I don't let music dictate my mood. Like, if I hear a song, I don't get depressed because of that song.
Not even if there's
this is a depressing song, but I need to actually be in a bad mood for it to actually magnify my depression.
Not even if that song is attached to someone from your past or a sad scenario.
I don't really.
Event.
I really don't do that with music.
I'm saying a song that you and your girlfriend used to sing in the car together.
Yeah,
something like that.
I don't know.
Sing in the car together.
None of my girlfriends ever liked any of my songs. So
I guess.
until now. So maybe when this one ends, I'll be sad about it. But no, I don't. I like the music that I like, and I don't really put it with anybody else. It's just what I like.
Yeah.
It might remind me of them, but it doesn't make me get sad.
Yeah.
I just go, oh yeah, she liked that song too, but oh well, I still like it.
Admittedly,
and we're really too much music for me.
Yeah.
Admittedly, the genre is hurting for black artists. I mean,
country, yes.
I looked at best black country singers, and once you get past Darius Rucker and Charlie Pride, it's like Tina Turner, Ray Charles.
Are you serious?
On this list, yeah, the Pointer Sisters, Lil Nas X. You're like, okay, well, yeah, a guy who's kind of mocha color, he makes the list.
Lil Nas X is black.
Yeah, he's black.
No, I know. I'm saying once you get to the bottom of this list, you get guys I've never heard of who kind of have a tint to them.
Yeah.
Because they're just padding this list.
I'm still waiting for.
And Lil Nas X isn't a country artist.
He did a
country song
that
yeah.
blew up.
I'm still waiting for him to sit courtside with a boo boo. Can't wait.
It's not like country artists are like, oh my God, when's the next Lil Nas X coming out?
The kids are.
But, I mean, country fans,
I get it.
not
No,
the
we're
kids. You know, no, you're not. And the kids want the next song because they like the other stuff he does.
They love Lil Nas X.
Well, they like that song. If you were like, what's your second favorite Lil Nas X song?
Panini!
See?
I didn't have an answer.
No,
I didn't have an answer for that one.
Is that a song now?
Yep.
That one's actually been around for a while.
Panini.
A song about a sandwich?
Yeah.
Pressing a panini.
No, it's like don't you be a meanie. Hey, Panini.
It's a terrible song, but it's
It's
catchy.
so,
Is it
it's
for
so damn
children?
catchy.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
is
so
he
catchy.
going right for kids then?
Pretty much. I mean, he's
I don't know.
18 or 19. He's young as hell.
Yeah.
So he's gonna make music for young people.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah, but even new kids and even boy bands weren't doing songs about sandwiches.
No, they
It's
were
not
not.
about a panini.
Okay, sorry, it's called Panini. What am I supposed to think it's about?
It's
As far as I
about
know,
the
it's about
sandwich
a
place
panini.
downtown.
I've heard it one time. I don't know.
You
anything
could have
about
called
that.
it anything else, and there'd be no confusion
it's
It
about
has
it being.
to rhyme with meanie.
Yeah, I think it's a slang term for like, hey boo boo, like, hey panini, don't you be a meanie, something, 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 something. Yeah.
Have you ever heard anyone use panini as a slang term?
Nope.
No. I'm asking Poundcake. You ever heard that?
Still has 100 million views on YouTube though. So
Well, irrespective, it has got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying, if I heard a song about, I like that Panini
I
song,
know,
I'd be
but-
like, why is he singing about a sandwich?
People make up slang terms all the time. It's not a thing until someone makes it a
I
thing.
know, my daughter, I was texting with her earlier, and I asked her how her dance went over the weekend, and she was like, good, because I had seen some photos that she had posted on Instagram, and she looked great, and I'm going to see her next show this weekend, and I was just kind of checking up with her, and I go, how was the dance? And she goes, we left it in 45 minutes, it was kind of cheeks.
Cheeks. Like booty?
No, I wrote back cheeks. The most dad text I've ever sent, by the way, was cheeks ? And she just said lame.
That's what I'm saying. Does
But
it
what's the
like?
origin
does
of
it
it?
maybe
I-
come from booty? Like it's like
It's not
it was
that
kind
it's
of.
not that kind of school. I mean,
But that doesn't
Well,
mean that's not the slang. It was like it was butt. It wasn't fun. It was cheeks.
You just imagine your daughter's
maybe.
like, oh, Dad, how does he not know what cheeks is?
I didn't know it.
no, I don't think anybody expects their parents to know the slang day to day. But I'm
I
usually
mean, she expected you. She sent it to you. So
yeah, I
she
can
thought you
usually
might know.
I can usually keep up, but cheeks.
Panini,
Yeah,
I remember-
Panini has 250 million views
It's
on
so
YouTube.
Again,
futuristic.
I've never heard it, so
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the success of the song. I'm
Right.
saying that I would think it was. How do I know it's not about a sandwich?
Ask
I would assume
Java
it was too.
Joel.
Ask him what.
I'm sure he probably knows the origin of it. He knows everything. He's the man on the street.
Cheeks.
Not-
Is that what we're still talking
No,
about? Cheeks?
panini.
We're on cheeks.
What are you talking about?
This conversation is all over the place.
Yeah, Are you making a panini between your cheeks? Is that
I'll
what it
press
is?
those cheeks like a panini.
There you go.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I feel something taking shape,
Heat it up in the chisel mill.
but I can't use cheeks as slang. It would sound
you can.
ridiculous. I go, how is that? Yeah. Well,
Hit us with it. Hit us with it, Ellen.
how was that restaurant? I go, oh, it was cheeks.
I love
There
it.
you go. And I was like they had beef cheek or
Their margaritas were cheeks.
I love it when my mom uses like slang that me and my brother used to use. Like when something was good, we would say, "Oh, this slaps." Like she made like a really good taco, like taco meat, whatever. Like, Mom, this slaps. And then so I'm telling her, I'm like, "How was your day at work?" She's like, "It slapped." I'm like,
slapped.
I'm like,
I literally slapped 4
I
patients
was like,
across
she's
the
a
face.
nurse, so that might actually be it.
like it slapped. I'm like, "Ugh, you're using it wrong."
I had to slap people with the fib paddles or whatever they are. Defibrillators.
I was like, fib paddles, that's like the Catholic
Like,
thing
beep,
where they
beep,
hit you
beep.
with it.
Cheeks. Bzz.
You
No,
were
wrong
fibbing.
word. Yeah, you were fibbing. You were
Fibbing
de-fibbing.
on them cheeks.
Fibbing on them cheeks. Fibbing on them cheeks. Put a panini in it, and I'm fibbing on them cheeks.
You're very
Again.
musical today.
Yes.
Damn. I told you, I'm in a
The
very good
Meritalica
mood.
set is really coming together between the
That's such a
peanut
good
butter and
movie.
Do you
jelly
think it's going
song.
to be tomorrow or Wednesday when she crashes?
I don't know. Depends. What do I got going on?
Bill, she's just high on life.
I
all right?
am.
And probably a little Adderall. But
I had no
mostly,
Adderall.
mostly life.
I had a good weekend. Where was I this weekend? I went down to Athens, Ohio. Well, it was actually Hideaway Hills. It's like a private resort
This
community.
is part of your good weekend.
Yeah. It was like, the way it was described to me, my girlfriend who booked it, she is very prominent in the LGBTQ community in Columbus. She's like, I know these two very affluent lesbians. They have a cabin in this private community. We're going to go down there. So I'm thinking,
Goddamn.
I'm thinking 20 people in a cabin, some kind of a weird private event. We get paid really handsomely. And it ends up being like this big moose lodge with like 200 people. And it was such a great time. Then we stayed at their
And
place.
they specifically told you that they were affluent lesbians.
This is what the girl who booked it told me. Yes.
Yeah, affluent lesbians.
So I'm thinking 20 gay people in a cabin. That's what I'm going to perform to. That's what this is going to be. Some weird like little private party. But it was for like the whole community. So it was like very mixed bag of people. And it ended up being really fun, but there was one super, super drunk dude. And I was like, maybe 5 minutes into my set. And he just shouts, he was just like, I'll tell you what, you're smoking hot. Like that. Just wasted. And I was like,
Not the worst
all
heckle
right.
you could ever get.
Right. And I was like, okay, we're going to do this. So he and I went back and forth, and I just shut him down. And
Yeah, but he was probably among the
get his
affluent
number?
lesbians.
I don't think so.
He was probably very happy to see
He had,
a young
like,
lady
8
on stage.
empty Budweisers in front of him, and he had another one in his hand. You're smoking hot, and he kept saying things like that. And then he said
He kept saying you were smoking hot.
he kept
How old
interrupting
was
with
he?
that 60s probably.
Okay, so an older gentleman.
Older drunk dude in a camo jacket, like he had just got done hunting.
And
maybe.
probably might
Probably likes
not have
country
seen
music.
No, he looks like he likes classic rock.
might not have maybe seen a woman in some time.
I hit to that point
the
to
heterosexual
some
variety.
effect, yes. And he was saying how he was an amateur gynecologist, and people after the show, I shut him down really well. And people after the show were asking me if I planted him there, if I brought him with me to shout at me during the show. I've never been asked that before. After like a heckle.
Was he a plant?
Well,
They're like,
did ya?
was he a plant?
I like
no,
the-
I was like, under what circumstance do you think I brought this man with me?
I don't know. It went pretty well, so maybe it was a plant.
That's what they thought.
I like the notion people have of. I had a couple people text me that think that Marcel is a plant.
No.
Like I need
Mental
somebody
illness.
to
That's what I'm
call.
saying.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, I have plenty of jokes. I did not need to do that with him. Like, that's just something that happened. They were all super excited about it.
All right, so I'm going to need you to sit in the back. Now pour out those Budweisers.
Yeah, don't
all right?
actually
Because I
drink them
want-
because we
don't
got to keep
drink
you
'em.
quick, man.
That's right. Now,
Also, make sure everybody here knows you for a while.
Yeah,
Like, you-
exactly.
you
He's
really
like
need
part
to
of the
embed yourself
community.
into the community. So live down here for like a good 20, 30 years.
We're playing like the long con here.
Yeah.
I have one show.
He's in deep, this guy.
Right.
Deep cover. And now, about minute 6, I'm going to need you to yell out how hot I am.
You're pretty
All right?
hot.
That will prime the audience for me to get one back at you.
You know
okay?
what? The more we talk about it, the more it seems like he was a plant.
Did he move the next day? Was he
I
just
don't know where
packing
he
up all
went.
his stuff?
Nobody wanted to
He
claim
moved
him.
the next
He
day.
moved the next
Everyone
all
was
right,
like,
I'm out of here. Next show.
multiple people. A couple people asked if he was a plant, and then multiple people were like, "We don't know him. We've never seen him here. Like he's not a part of our community."
They were
all
embarrassed of
upset.
him.
I was like, "He's probably somebody's like uncle or cousin or something who came to stay in their cabin for the weekend." You know what I mean? Like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be in the area. Stay in my cabin." You know.
I just want you to know there's no way that drunk man was an affluent lesbian.
He does not. He does not belong here.
He
But
does
no.
not represent the rest of the affluent lesbians.
So
my
we
gosh.
went back to their cabin and we stayed with her friends. They had a hot tub. They made us like a meat and cheese tray. They made like hand mixed blueberry pancakes in the morning. It was amazing.
Hand
be
mixed
honest.
as opposed to what?
Like they made the
one of those
batter
big
with like
old
eggs and
fancy
stuff.
ba-
No, like it didn't come out of the box.
They're
like it
affluent
wasn't.
lesbians. I don't know how they make
so
pancakes.
they
It wasn't
added
like-
flour to
When is
eggs.
Don't even do that. When's the last time you made pancakes from
I haven't
scratch?
made
All the time.
pancakes what do you
Not
mean, in
all
a
the
long
time.
time, but I used to make pancakes for my kids all the time.
Not like a Bisquick out of a box.
I can do both.
You
I'm
said
saying-
you said hand mixed. You
I'm-
didn't say from scratch.
Well, that's what I meant.
Oh, well, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you say. I'm like, I own a whisk. I know
No.
how to
from
mix-
scratch, pancakes from
scratch.
scratch is not that hard.
Well, I've never seen it done.
It's
Okay.
flour, fruit, eggs, and water.
Well, I was impressed by it. Okay, that's the last time someone made me breakfast, Alan.
Yeah.
But it was good.
You guys are gonna next dude that's over. You better step it up because I had affluent lesbians make
Hand
me
mix me
pancakes
pancakes.
from scratch. All right.
But it was a fun show. We got to have that, and then Friday night, Lorraine was sold out. It was amazing out
Wouldn't
there.
it have been crazy had you been eating your pancakes and you look over on the porch?
That drunk
I
man.
assume there was some kind of porch.
There was a big porch.
And that guy was there, and the establishment planted him to test your mettle as a comic. And you just look over at him, he's like,
park.
"Good morning, miss."
Oh, he's actually come to serve our tea,
He's the town plant.
Might have been.
Yeah. He's
I don't know.
"How'd you like your smoking hot comment last
I'm
night?"
Nigel Thornberry
That's
from
right.
Hollywood.
Yes.
From Hollywood.
I'm here to test your mettle as a comic.
I'm here to take you home and to hand whisk your pancakes. Are they to your liking? Are my pithy comments in the back of the club to your enjoyment?
I hate you.
Whatever,
it was a good weekend. I'm in a good mood today. Friday was sold out. It was fantastic. Some dude named himself Mr. Jack Daniels. He was shouting at me because I was hot too.
You get shouted out a lot.
Constantly. That's why people are like, it just happens. I don't know. I made a comment about my
and
body.
so creative. He took the name of the alcohol he was drinking, which is a guy's name, and just put Mr. in front of it to add an air of sophistication. He could have been Dr. Jim Beam.
He could have been.
Dr. Jack Daniels.
I made a joke
Mr.
about my body being shaped like a Jack Daniels bottle. And he was in the second row with his wife, and he just let out a little grumble that said, "I like Jack Daniels," like that. Which got a huge laugh, and I was just like, "Sir," I was like, "You didn't need to say that out loud. Like, the flames on your hat said it for you." And then everybody lost it, and then he was like, "I'm Mr. Jack Daniels" after that. So.
They call me Jack Daniels. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So I had a good weekend. Whatever. Dealt with some old drunk people.
Yeah, I got some hand-whisked pancakes.
Hand-whisked pancakes.
Man, you met Mr. Jack Daniels?
I met Mr. Jack Daniels.
Is there any
Mr.
chance
Jack
that
Daniels.
could be a local Lorraine beauty pageant, and he
Mr.
is
Jack
Mr. Jack Daniels? Yes.
It might be.
Like International Mr. Leather?
Yeah.
It's a drunk beauty pageant.
For men.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to be Mr. Jack. It's whoever just like has the most Jack Daniels in their system at that point.
I'm not going to tell them how to run it, but I mean, that could be something
You
out
have to
there.
do a blood alcohol
Your
content
blood
test,
alcohol
yeah.
to your blood to Jack Daniels ratio.
Right.
I lost out 3 years in a row to being Mr. Jack Daniels. I ain't losing it this year, baby.
I am a quarter Jack Daniels.
I'm a quarter Jack Daniels. By the way, you are smoking hot. All right, hey, I'm going to break, and before we get out of here, Cavs pregame at 6:30. They play the Heat at the Romo Fijo at 7 tonight. After this break, I'm going to have a couple more keys for you to qualify. We're giving away rent-free, living for a year, 2-bed, 2-bath suite at the Terminal Tower Residences. So if you want to get in on that, hang out. 35192 if you want to get the last word in for anything. We'll be back after these.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 W.